So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to the inauguration of the Board of Governors of CFA Society Nigeria. This will be, I don't know whether it's the third board or the fifth board. It's one of the two. It's the fifth board. It's the fifth board of our society. So we just felt we should do something unique. I know it's been a year of people being isolated, locked down. So we just felt it was necessary to kind of just see ourselves and bring people together, even though in a small ceremony. But first of all, let me apologize that we're starting late by 10 minutes. It's one of those things that will change with the new president. During my time, 10 minutes was the norm. So with Ibukun's time, we'll be starting on time. So apologies to people who came in early, and we all did anyway. It was just trying to get people seated. That was the problem. And apologies to people who are watching us on Zoom. I know some of you were there a long time ago. So thank you for joining, if you're joining us virtually. So I would just say a few words to welcome us. We have an agenda. I don't know if the agenda went round, but I think all things being equal, it's going to be a quick ceremony. It's not going to be a very long one. And after that, I would really like to encourage everyone to stay behind and enjoy my last hospitality as president of the society. So we made some arrangement for you guys downstairs. So I'd like people to just stay behind and let's network. I mean, that's what we do well anyway. So to the board that is incoming, I want to say congratulations for a very interesting election. I think in the history of our society, we haven't had anything like this before. So I want to say congratulations to everyone that participated. For people who were not elected, like I said, to them individually, collectively, everybody's a winner. Everybody deserved to be on the board because the quality of people that came out to contest for election was unbelievable. So we are incredibly proud of everyone. And I know I speak for the outgoing board, I speak for the trustees as well, who definitely had an eye on the election. And everybody was so proud of how it ended. For the people who won, it's a call to duty, obviously. So this is just, I think this is the fun thing. This is the only fun thing we will do while you're on the board, because from today, it's going to be a lot of work going forward. So the agenda is here. We're going to go through the agenda. I don't want to dwell too much. Again, I want to claw back some of the time that we might have lost. But I just want to see if we have, I can see society members here. Is there anyone who is not a member of the society, who just wants to, maybe you can just introduce for us to know who you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rahid Anike from Business Day.
Okay.
I'm the General Manager for Digital Subscription. My colleague here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lily Baldi, and I'm the editor of the Business Day in Canada.
Anyway, so Business Day, thank you for coming. Lele, I spent, was it 2 days ago? I was with Lele doing a farewell interview for Business Day. So I know the Business Day guys quite well, and right here as well. We have good partnership with them, so thanks for coming. So I think with that, we'll just move on to the next item on the agenda, which is something that is quite important to us. It's a mini Semfort for Shade Odunaya, seated right here to my right. For people who don't know Shade, let me just try and summarize who Shade is. Shade is the first president of our society. Shade, through her efforts, actually established the society. Far back as 2011, 2012, all that time when there was nothing on ground. So after the society was set up and we became a member society in 2013, Shade became the first president of the society. I was privileged to work with Shade as the treasurer of that board. And under Shade's leadership, we were able to build the foundation of the society. And, you know, as I was reflecting on it today, the way I see Shade's role in the society is Shade actually laid the foundation for everything that we have today. I mean, leading the society when we're barely 50 people and growing us to over 120, 100 and something before she stepped down. I think Shade did an incredible job. And personally, I owe my presidency to Shade, because when Shade was talking to me about considering standing for president for the society, I was running away. I didn't want to do it. And then she said to me, don't worry, I'll support you. I will support you. And so she did. So I think Shade has done excellently well for us. For some of you, you may remember in 2017, during our Charter Award ceremony, you know, not because Shade asked me or bribed me or did anything. I just felt that we had to honor her and recognize all her efforts. And so during that Charter Award, we actually did give her a platinum recognition award for the society. So Shade is the only person that's ever received that award on behalf of our society and by our society. So I think, again, that's a reflection of who she is and what she has done for us. So we certainly do appreciate her. Shade served as ex officio of the board throughout my time as president. And I definitely benefited from a lot of advice from Shade, you know, so many times, off board meetings, just one-on-one conversations. Should I do this? I'm thinking of that. What do you think? And, you know, we really gelled. You know, I look at her like my big sister, and she was always there for me. So as I was reflecting on Ibukun, I was saying to myself that if I can give you half of what Shade, if I can give you half of what Shade gave me, you should count yourself very lucky. so that's how special Shade is. So I think Shade is leaving the board. You know, she's going back to the board of trustees, effective today after this event. So we just felt we should say thank you to Shade. We should say thank you to Shade. So please, I think on behalf of the board, on behalf of the society, on behalf of everyone, I really want to say thank you to Shade for everything she's done. And I think we should actually... So we are a non-profit organization. I always remind people, but it doesn't mean we don't recognize people. We give gifts, right? If it's too expensive, Shade will have to go and declare it. She's also our compliance officer. Shade says, how much is that? How much is it? So on behalf of the society, I think we have a small presentation to make to you. Yep.
Thank you so much.
So Shade, do you want to say some parting words to us?
Okay,
And to people listening.
if you insist I should say some things, it's been a great honor and pleasure really to have served you all. And when the elections were going on and the people came out and there was that debate, Manja and I had a private chat and I said, you know what, if there's anything we've done, we have created a crop of leaders who can actually take this society to greater heights. And for that, I'm exceptionally grateful. And as I leave the board, I know that I'm leaving it in the hands of capable people, present and future, because like I also had private chats with those who didn't win. I believe strongly that we have the people that will take this society to wherever we want it to go. So I am excited in a way, and I'm also a bit on the, well, let me just say overall I'm excited to now take a back seat. You know, when you have grown your children and they can go on their own, you know that joy that you have. that's my joy today. So I'm very, very excited. I'm happy. I'm back to BOT. So I'm not out yet. It's just that I'm taking a back seat. And we'll still continue to volunteer and contribute to the society in whatever way that I'm required to. So thank you so much, Banji. Thank you, incoming BOG. And thank you to every member of the CFA Society Nigeria. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Shade. We also want to present a few awards. I don't know if that's ready. Is it ready?
Yeah.
So we just want to give a few board members that are leaving the board, or essentially leaving their positions on the board, essentially. Something to just show that you served on the board. So that when you are applying for your next job and they say, where's the evidence? You can at least show them that I have this to show that I served on the board of CFA Society Nigeria. So I would invite the ED, come, let's do this together. So I'll do the honor, the first one, for Shade Odunai.
Me? I won't have space to put this anymore. Thank you.
Okay. Next. I'm not going to award this. Chuka. Chuka was General Secretary for 2 terms of the board. So Chuka, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Vice President. As Vice President.
The next one, our incoming President, Ibuko. The last one is for me. No, Farouk, Falake, I think, or someone can receive on behalf of Farouk.
Musa is in office.
Falake, there's none for you.
Apparently.
You're still on the board. You're still on the board.
My job
in the
is
same
not
position.
finished yet.
Shadi, can you present
So,
that?
I will present that.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Okay, so we reverse. We go to the other side now.
Don't break it all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Edie.
That is my name. We're more than association.
You didn't have the time to do that. You didn't. Okay. So you have to freestyle. Yeah, freestyle. I will support you. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is to just talk about the achievements of the last board. I know if I have to do it, then I won't go home tonight. So I want to save you the stress. You know, maybe Shade will say something since she was part of that board. Then I would also support her. And I just think it's important for us to just, for the sake of corporate record, and for people that would come in future, you know, they would at least know what people went through in building the society. So, Shade, maybe your experience with this board.
The achievement of the last board, that's That's a tough call because there's so many things to talk about, really. So we take the 2 terms together, right? Okay. Since Banji became president, one of the key things that stands out is the fact that we got the exam center. That one stands out clearly. Because in my own time, we had been pushing for CFA Institute to set up the center, and there was like a brick wall. So luckily, there was a leaders conference where I met Paul Smith, and he said he was coming to Nigeria. And I sent a message to Manji, we have to make sure that he has a good time. So when he came, he actually came determined to give us that center. That's a summary of it. There's no pretense about it. So we got the exam center, so that's a major plus. We did not only get an exam center for Lagos, we got Lagos and Abuja. So that stands out clearly. Then secondly, we started the Gender Diversity Committee, which was also a major achievement in terms of promoting women and making sure that women get into the profession. And we started a scholarship, we set up an endowment fund that is still in existence, but you know, we will still have to grow that fund. That's something you need to work on, so that the income from the fund is what we're using to give us scholarships to female students. So that's gender diversity. Then we did, what else?
Investment conference.
We did investment. Yeah, we started a conference towards the tail end of my tenure.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite amazing how we started, because it was Ibuku's idea. I just come back from a medical issue from abroad, and it was like, what do we do to get people together again? And she suggested it and pushed for it, and unfortunately could not attend it. So the second one was the one that was run during the tenure of this last administration, and that was a big one. Again, the reason why it became so big was because the BOG then was determined to make an impression in terms of gender diversity, and we chose, what's her name? Kala Harris, right, to come. I remember when we first mentioned the name Kala Harris, it was like, who is she? Then I was at the annual conference and she spoke there. So I went to meet her and approached her that we would like you to come to Nigeria. And it was like, no, until next year. It's like, next year. So I sent a message to Banji and Ibukun that Kalahari says there's no space in her calendar. Then we contacted Paul, and Paul made sure she came. In fact, she wasn't even going to come, because I remember like a day or two before, she called Banji and said her friends told her not to go to Nigeria. And Banji kind of sweet talked her into, don't worry, when you come, you're going to love it so much that you want to come back. So we had that very beautiful 2-day investment conference, which was a first in so many ways, and that actually brought us into the eye and the reckoning of the market in Nigeria, which was a major one. We were supposed to have one last year, but thanks to pandemic, we couldn't have that investment conference. So we had the investment conference. What else did we do? We had a research challenge, because I recall the research challenge as well was towards the tail end of my tenure, when Razak came up with the idea that why aren't we doing research challenge? And I said, Razak, you want research challenge? Start it. But make sure every email you copy Banji, because that's the next president, so that there won't be a need to be given the background and everything. So we started research challenge, and we've run the research challenge now successfully over all these years. We started from maybe 4 universities or so. 4 to now 20, 25 universities. Same thing with the ethics challenge. The University Relations Committee has actually done an excellent job. Even ethics challenge, we started with just 2 universities. I remember just the day before the first investment conference, and now we have over about 12 or 13 universities on a regular basis that compete for ethics challenge. So there's so much. Then we also started our industry practitioners ethics challenge, which is a first. In fact, they've made us write a playbook for the EMEA region so that other societies can copy it and then host the same thing. So again, it's a plus. Then we established this office. That's another major one. Thanks to Paul Smith, and thanks to the fact that we also were able to put together something like a very good, what you call a business case for why we needed to have an office. So we have this office, we have the library, and we have people coming, and it has actually endeared us to membership. Then the candidacy membership, where it's cheaper, has also been a major achievement, thanks to Banji. I think his link with that preparation center also helped. It helped significantly to also rally people around and get things done very quickly. Now we're set to start Abuja. Everything is in place. If you don't roll it out, we'll hold the next BOG responsible, because everything is in place. And of course, we got an ED. In my days, we didn't have staff. We have to write all our letters ourselves. We have to remember to call whoever you need to call. Then towards the end, we got Ayokule Akirotimi, who came in and helped us to put some things together. And then he left. So at the end of my tenure, I had Bosse, you know. But now that we have a proper professional team in the office, we can get a lot more done faster. So it's easier life. New BOG. They're just going to be given instructions and expect it to be done, right? Including even the committee chairs, because I know that as advocacy chair, there are things I just throw on your Miss lap, and the letters going to House of Assembly. Yeah, I looked at it, but he's the one that's been running around to get the other parties to sign. So it's been a very successful 4 years for Banji, and I would say thank you very much for building upon that foundation, a solid build structure, right? But we're expecting that that structure now will become a skyscraper. Do you understand? And if possible, make it a city. So it's not just one building. It's now, we have different parts that we can refer to and say that's CFA Society Nigeria. So well done, Banji. I must say that, like I said to him, if nothing else, we have developed people. If nothing else, the market now recognizes that CFA Society is there. And it's very funny the way they respect us. We small people, when we go to CIS meetings, the way the older ones want to bully, but they know that these ones, you can't really bully them. It makes us different and it makes us unique. And the way he also managed the elections is incredible. The thought of let them do debates, let's hear them, let people get to know them. Thank you very much, Banji. And on behalf of all of us, right, I would like to say a very big thank you to Banji, who led the team. Yeah, everybody contributed. Even if you're a program, you know, you are a committee chair or a committee member, a committee vice chair, we all together created this thing that we're celebrating today. But if we don't have the leadership, it won't get done. So that's why we're saying, Banji, thank you very much. Right? Well done. From 120 to over 300.
All right, thank you, Sade. So we're making good progress. I think we're actually ahead of time. We're ahead of time, which is good. So this is the part where I'm supposed to speak and give a farewell speech.
Don't cry.
Apparently, I Paul cried when it was very simple. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still on the board. So I thought I would have the time to put my thoughts together, as in write something to say to people. Unfortunately, the last few days have been extremely busy, so I didn't really have any time to write anything, but I'll still try my best to say quite a bit of stuffs, and hopefully I don't leave out anything I would have probably said if I had spent more time on this. So first of all, you know, Shade's just, before we started this meeting, she said, this is the first time you're sitting on this seat. And it's true. I mean, throughout my time as president, I never felt the need to sit somewhere. You know, I prefer to sit in the middle as part of the team. So maybe where Kike's sitting or where Falake is sitting. That was my favorite spot. And I think there were reasons for that. You know, being the president was you're just first among equals. That's the way I saw it. and it was just an opportunity to serve. And you needed to have that incredible team of people around you, and that was so important because alone there was nothing I could do. So as Shadi was saying all these good things, I was just thinking, everything she mentioned, I could connect it to someone else. I could connect it to someone else who probably even did more than I did in getting the result. Even though people see me, but again, there's so many people behind the scene. So I think starting point is to acknowledge all those people and to say thank you to them. Particularly the board that I had the opportunity to work with. The only person that didn't join the second board was Lola Apampa. So I don't know if she's listening or whatever. I also want to say thank you to Lola for her service to the board. And I think Lola has gone on to move from the board to serving in the committee. She's now chairperson of membership committee. So she's still quite active, which is very impressive. So I think starting point is to thank the board members, the outgoing board members. Majority of them are going to be in the next board. So there's some form of continuity. So, and that's why I think, by and large, I'm confident that all the things that we started will get completed. I mean, to be honest, there's so many things I thought we were still going to achieve, which, we ran out of time, essentially. We ran out of time. And the way I look at it is, as they say, government is continual. So hopefully the next board will pick them up and they will do a lot of those things. 4 years leading from the front wasn't easy, so that much I know. So I wasn't joking when I said I was looking forward to retiring and leading from the back this time around. So I'll still be on the board as ex-officio. So, and like I said, hopefully I can do half as well as Shade did for Ibukun, so that Ibukun can also be a successful president when that time is also over. Yeah. I want to say thank you to the society office. Society office became like I don't know how to describe them. I solved too many problems for them. Some were personal, some were, official. And I remember when we were talking about compensation, Again, I know Shadi didn't talk about it. Maybe some other board members also don't know some of those things that I did with them. When we're talking about compensation, I always felt bad about compensation for our staff members, especially when you put it in context of the industry and you put it in the context of what else they could be doing with their lives. So when an opportunity came to have this discussion with CFA Institute, and I said, staff welfare, we need to have a conversation about it. They said, what exactly? I said, do you know how much these people earn? They said, how much? I said, okay, I'll send it to you. So I sent it to them in dollars, obviously. And when I dollarized it, they were like, are you kidding me? Is this, in dollar terms, everything looks small. In Naira, I mean, they're doing well, so it's not like they're doing bad. You guys are doing well in Naira. So that created awareness at the global level. And all of a sudden, people felt the need to do something. Again, I know Shadi didn't talk about that. That was the genesis of us getting a strategic funding for the society. That was the genesis of us even hiring Yemi as ED. And hiring Yemi to me was also a personal commitment I made to myself that my successor would not go through some of the things I faced, as president, where I had to do everything, in addition to my normal life, do everything. And I still think my own life was still better than Shadi's life, because Shadi went through a lot. It was just Shadi and one person. It was me and 5-6 people, so it was a lot easier for me. So, but I think, like Shadi said, Ibukun is going to find it easier with Yemi coming on board. Yemi has been with us now for about a month plus, and I felt the difference. Even I felt the difference. I started asking myself, we should have done this years ago. We should have done this years ago. So I think I want to say thank you to Society Office. I had an opportunity to take them out last week. Was it last week? And they're like my family. They're my family. So I took them out last week. And I said to them that, look, the support you gave me for 4 years, you should not dwindle for the new board. And you guys really need to work hard to support them. And I'm very sure the board will take care of you. That one is sure, because staff welfare and all that is quite important to the board. So I'm pretty sure that that would happen. So the society depends a lot on what you guys do. So please do not relent. Do not in any way feel, the need to step down your game. Your game needs to continue to be high. Who else do I need to thank? I need to thank members. Without you, I would never have been president in the first place. First term, second term, third term. So people say third time. I say thank you very much. I'm done. I'm out of here. So I want to say thank you to the members. I mean, the membership grew, phenomenally during the last 4 years. I think we're about 120 during Shadi's time. We peaked at about 370 or so. So we grew almost 3 times during my time. In fact, I was pretty sure at some point that we would get to 500 before I stepped aside. But I think with COVID and all that, that also slowed down things. But I think we're still in a period of growth. And Canada too, thank you. We're still in a period of growth. So the society is still going to keep growing. So we need to get ready for the challenges that will come as we have a growing society. The society will grow to a point whereby keeping people together will be difficult. So the next board, we need to start thinking about that. The society is getting younger as well, because people are getting the charter faster now in terms of age. So you also need to think about how do you have an inclusive society whereby you have the odd 20-something-year-old on one side, and you have the CEOs and chairmen of organization on the other side. You need to be able to find a way to keep everybody engaged. It's extremely important. Because if you don't do that, then we start having a society that caters for the need of one group to the detriment of another group, and you don't want that. So I think that's probably going to be one of the challenges you will face going forward. The other challenge I think you may face, obviously, is the issue around funding, because we're a non-profit. Thankfully, we have strategic funding for the next 3 years, so that helps. But beyond that, we need to start thinking about how do we ensure that the society can sustain itself. I was given by society office, I don't know if it's true, so if I'm lying, hold society office responsible, because I was given a figure that during our time, over the last 4 years, sponsorship generally went up by about 13 times or something like that. So if we were able to grow sponsorship almost 13 times, we can't stop. We really cannot stop. So we need all the network, we need all the work to ensure that, look, we can sustain all the big ideas that we have. So I think that's important. To the incoming board, I would say continue to dream big. What got us here was big dreams. And to be honest, I think that's one thing I respect Ibukun for. Ibukun thinks big. People may think Ibukun is the quiet one. She's, you don't notice her, but hey, she's a big thinker. I did mention that Ibukun is a visionary leader, which is true. And I think once you aim high, then you will definitely achieve a lot. So we should not lowball. Lowballing is not really why you were elected. I'm so happy that you guys went through this election, because during this election you made promises. And people are going to hold you accountable for those promises. People will hold you accountable for those promises. So please, every single promise you made as a board, I think you need to sit down. Well, I'm going to be part of you from the back, again, emphasis. But we need to sit down, look at those promises. What can we do? We have a 5-year strategic plan. How does it fit in? How do we harmonize all these things and deliver all these things? How do we fund it? How do we ensure that the society continues to remain relevant? For people I've ever spoken to about my preparation, mental preparation for the job, and I hope people has had a week at least to do that. My mental preparation for the job, I always remember, was flying from London to Los Angeles and spending 9 hours in the plane just thinking, by the time I'm leaving as president, what do I want people to remember me for? And I went through that process, and it was through that process that I came up with this idea of visibility and value, those two V's that the board operated on. So I think it's important for you to also spend some time to think about what do you want to be known for by the time you're going, because at some point, whether you like it or not, you will sit here, I will sit here, I will do a handover ceremony to someone else. But what will people say about your time as president? It's extremely important because that's what spurs you on. There will be times that you will look around, there will be nobody. It could be lonely sometimes. You know, even your vice president will not be there. Sometimes when you need help, you're like, oh my God, I'm all alone. But what should keep you going at that point is, we can't fail. I can't fail. I cannot fail. And so once you have that mindset, even when it appears the other board members are not there, you know, people are just tired, they have other things to worry about, it spurs you and you continue to forge ahead. So I think all in all, for me it's been a good journey. I learned a lot as well. I made lots of friends, new friends, you know, across all cadre, from very senior people to the students to all of them. You know, I built strong network with people and I don't take it for granted. So I really mean it when I said to the members, I think it was beginning of the year, that it's been an immense privilege to have had the opportunity to be president. So I really mean it. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. And with that, farewell as president. This is the last time I'm addressing you as president of the society. I wish you all the best and Godspeed. Thank you. So, this is the time to swear in our new board. So we're going to do that together, Demi. Great. And after we swear in the people, power will change hands. I will vacate these seats and move to the other seat. So I think we'll just keep it simple. The people will just, you should receive it. You will need to stand. Actually, Shadi should do this. It's your compliance officer. Yeah. I put your name.
There's no point in saying, say after me.
Can the board members
please stand up? Right, you're going to have to read the statement you have in your hands. I hope it's your right names that have been put in the one that you have. So when I say 1, 2, go, you just read it, since everybody can read English. For what?
for the camera? Okay.
Okay, say after me then.
Yeah.
I say your name.
Yeah.
Having been duly elected
Having been duly elected
to the Board of Governors
to the Board of Governors
of CFA Society Nigeria,
of CFA Society Nigeria,
as they put the position,
as the General Secretary,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
to uphold the vision,
to uphold the vision,
mission, strategic goals,
strategic goals,
and objectives of the society.
and objectives of the society.
I pledge to perform my duties
I pledge to perform my duties
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my abilities
in the service and advancement of the society
in the service and advancement of the society
and the members,
and the members,
and to also work
and also work
in a concerted effort
in a concerted effort
with other members of the board
with other members of the board
to uphold the bylaws of the society.
to uphold the bylaws of the society.
I do so hereby affirm.
I do so hereby affirm.
Please, you need to append your signature with your name and date so that it goes into your file.
Have you signed this? I just want to be sure she's president. If you don't sign it, we'll swear you in there.
What's today's date? Council.
Yeah.
You need a biro. So,
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'm so proud to present to you the third president. It depends on the style, we're doing American style president. The third president of CFA Society Nigeria. Madam President. Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Just in case.
Jenny, have you collected it? You need to collect it.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, we kept the second one. I don't think you need to sign the paper one.
I've signed.
Right, can I have some quiet? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I must say it's been a great privilege and honor. So I think I need to take this off. Sorry. We're trying to be very COVID compliant, so we make sure two people don't have masks off at the same time. Thank you. It feels weird, right? So thank you. If you allow me to quickly go through my speech, but before I do that, I actually think it's proper for me to do something. This is unexpected. I just thought, out of courtesy, I wanted us to really appreciate Banji as well for all the efforts he's been an amazing president. I've known you for so many years. I can't even count the number of years. So both professionally and personally, however, you've remained very consistent in terms of your character and your dedication to work, both from university days, even up to now, and quality of what you do actually speaks to where the society is today. So I thought you were not expecting this, that we can't just clap and say goodbye to you. It's only proper on behalf of the society to say very big thank you.
So that's my Range Rover. My Range Rover. Thank you.
So like Banji said, we're not for profit, so the gifts are not expensive. Let's disclose that. But they're decent enough for our brand. So thank you. So I would like to quickly read my speech so we're in time. And please permit me to read because I put it down together. Dear members of our society, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you all for our keen participation in the last election. We carried out compelling campaigns, rooted passionately for our candidates, made unprecedented noise on several social media platforms. CFA Society Nigeria has been positively propelled into the minds of many professionals in Nigeria by our combined efforts. I'd also like to thank my predecessors, Banji Feintola and Shade Odunaya, who have laid the foundation for where the society stands today. We celebrate the achievements recorded under your leadership for the past 8 years and acknowledge your dedication and fervor for the society. Whilst we celebrate the successes achieved over the years, our capacity for growth remains undiminished. Our aspiration to promote the highest standards of investment practice in Nigeria and provide a vibrant community for the interaction and professional development of our members, though self-evident and not self-prosecuted. We must now come together with service and responsibility to build the progress that we desire for our society. Let us draw from the strength and the skills of each one, selflessly giving ourselves to creating a society that is a fulcrum of impact and relevance. The events of 2020, which we all know about, the pandemic, have reinforced the need for us to maintain a disruptive scope. As an organization, we'll keep moving to where defining performance components will be and never regard our current strategy as the perfect one. Our methods may change, but our purpose remains. We will harness new ideas, work harder, and reach higher to achieve our goals in this ever-evolving world. The society will lead charge towards setting standards for disruptive products in the capital market, knowing fully that disruption is typically an opportunity long before it becomes a threat. Our great resource are the men and women of great intellect, armed with a deep passion to transform the Nigerian financial industry. By qualifying as a charter holder, we all have shown great sacrifice and dedication, and we must therefore ensure that the benefits of the membership of the society are fully realized. We have set the visibility bar high. As we continue to ensure this, we must now drive member value for us all. We give you our full assurance that we will deliver this. I, along with other members of the board, commit to ensuring that the delivery of the improved member value, accelerated leadership promotion, and increased advocacy with our stakeholders. In addition, each member of the board commits to adhering to the bylaws of the society. Our engagements, like I said earlier on, to members will be transparent, and will also make sure we create a conducive environment for our members to connect, dialogue, and contribute to further enriching our success story. As a society, the tasks ahead of us are huge, but the rewards are equally gratifying. I am fully persuaded that we have what it takes to improve the lives of our members and impact the average Nigerian through our financial inclusion program. I made a promise to run a collaborative society which will bring all age, gender, and status together. This commitment remains. I look forward to the journey ahead of us with so much faith and enthusiasm as we together create the society we want to see. My speech will not be complete without actually expressing my deepest appreciation to my family and my dear friends, they put themselves, who have stood by me over the years, cheering me up at every stage of my life, and giving me the strength and support to carry on. Especially my mom, who have always teased, I'm sorry, I'm becoming emotional, who has always teased that has studied every exam with me because she always burns the midnight candle every time I had an examination. I struggle to find words to express myself, but I'm sure you all know how grateful I am to you all. One person that I really wish I could deeply thank is my father, who passed on a year ago. Daddy, I know you're smiling at me and cheering me on. I love you like I've always loved you. And I still talk about you all the time. Continue to rest in peace. One secret, I must say, that you probably are not aware of as members of the society is the success of the last board was based on how much we prayed about everything we wanted to do. to take those accolades now without acknowledging the one who has shown us up, who has always showed up for us whenever we needed him will not be right of me. As a woman of faith, I want to say a big thank you to God for all he did for us in the last board. And I also ask on behalf of the board that as we go on this new journey, that he goes with us to make a greater success of it all. I want to thank you all for listening and say God bless you all. Thank you. So it looks like Banji has passed the presiding of the meeting to me.
I don't like walk.
So, just to round up the session, we'll now go to the vote of thanks, and I would like to call the Vice President of the Society.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a very excited and emotional moment, not just for me, but for everyone. The last few weeks have been very interesting, and the promises we've made, like Banji said, we have to keep to them, and we'll work towards achieving them. So at this stage, I would like to thank everyone. I would like to thank the members. You're awesome, and you're the reason why, we volunteer. Would also like to thank the Board of Trustees for their support, our sponsors, and the stakeholders that we continue to collaborate with. I also want to thank the current board members in advance, because we're working together. We're going to burn the midnight candle, as well as the society office and the various committees. So thank you, everyone, and wish you a blessed weekend.
To the end of the session, and thank you all for tuning in to watch the ceremony. So that's the end of the session. Thank you all. Thank you, members. Hope you will all see you soon after COVID. Thank you.